Home nation, the host nation in action, and look at this. Whoever wins this match between England B and Portugal will come up against a very tough side featuring Ralph Souquet's Germany. Right now, it is time for England B versus Portugal. And time to hand over to your commentators, Jim White and Ted Lerner.
Yes, a match that most here in attendance, including us here in the commentary box, have been waiting for. We want to see one of these local teams, one of the hosts come out. It's England B, Chris Melling, Daryl Peach up against Portugal. And not much known about the Portuguese pair.
Manuel Gama to break. Had a fairly successful campaign in the recent World 9-Ball Championships in Qatar. Made it to the knockout rounds, final 64. He played some excellent pool along the way, and he took Lee Van Corteza, a member of Team Philippines, to the limit in that round of 64 match.
Well, that speaks volumes. You didn't know much about Team Portugal. Keep an eye on them. They're here to send all these fans in attendance homesick. With the 2007 World 9-Ball champion Daryl Peach at the table. Race to 7. Ball in the side, leaving away. How about that one? What a way to start that is. The first golden break that we've seen here at York Hall on day 1.
There you go. The 9 gets kicked in by the 8-ball.
And that's how you start a match. Daryl trying to orchestrate a little applause from the crowd. His partner, Chris Melling, well, he saw that 9 go down, and he'll be the one breaking in rack number 2.
This is the first time that Portugal has ever played in the World Cup of Pool.
Yeah, not exactly a dream start, is it, Ted?
No, and they got an entry into this event by winning a qualifier.
I'll let you pronounce Sousa's first name on the left. Guilherme. Okay.
Guilherme Sousa. And I really think that if once they do get a chance at the table, they have to come out and just try to enjoy themselves.
Well, a successful break, and as much as balls were pocketed and it was legal, but nothing on the 2. One and it looks like the
3-ball.
4 or 5 into the same pocket.
That's the 5-ball. And you'll see also that the 6 and the 7 are clustered together there with the cue ball, so this is going to be some tricky cueing. Push out.
Got to be a little careful here. Just going to push up near the top corner. He's got to leave that cue ball fairly close to the cushion here. Well, I'd be surprised if Portugal doesn't accept this and try and play safe from this. Looks like a natural shot. Just try and bank that 2 back up the middle of the table and let the cue ball float in behind the colors.
I was talking to Gama he gives it back a few moments ago just before the match. I said, you're a prohibitive underdog here. You got to come out and just try to put the pressure on them. But when England makes a 9-ball off the break on the first rack, it's going to be hard to do. They're in a hole early, Portugal.
You can just bank this over to the left cushion. No, he's opted for what I suggested first. He's left a chance at the 2. Really the best safety from Daryl Peach, but the one saving grace is it's a very long and tricky 2 ball. And the 2013 Portuguese 10-ball champion. Oh, what a thought he made it, Ted. I thought he had knocked it in. He overcut it, and he's left a chance for England.
Easily the biggest match this young man has ever played in. Prime time in East London.
Yeah, in terms of experience, there can only be one winner in this match, but and the 6 goes by the 7, so Chris doesn't have to worry about anything extravagant here, just off the side cushion and a little closer to the job for his partner.
One aspect of England B that I like is both players have a very good pace. Quick pace. Melling is just about a gear and a half short of Tony Drago.
Yeah, that's a good point, Ted. You know, when you've got teammates that play about the same speed, you wouldn't expect one to throw the other off, and you have to wonder sometimes when you see Tony Drago and his partner Alex Borg, if it doesn't bother Alex sometimes trying to keep up with Tony. Good shot from Daryl Peach. The 9 into the same corner as in the opening rack. It's a 2-0 lead in the race to 7. England B off the mark. Chris Melling and Daryl Peach, no shortage of confidence in that camp.
Yeah, they look relaxed.
Too relaxed as far as Portugal's concerned.
Melling had a great campaign in the World 9-Ball Championships last week. He made it all the way to the quarterfinals. He was a few balls short of making it to the semifinals. Lost to the Philippines, very capable Carlo Beato in a really great match.
And you know something? It's funny, Ted, because I was talking to Chris just before the players were introduced, and he was telling me how well he was playing there. It was just a demonic draw in his mind, how tough the field was in Doha.
Rack 3, England to break, leading by 2 racks to 0.
And Daryl, you know, he won the World 9-Ball Championship, as you said, in 2007. He has really stepped up his game in the last year. He's won a number of tournaments, a couple of Euro Tour events, a couple of events here in England.
Illegal break.
Illegal break. Made a ball, but 2 others didn't pass the head string. Just to quickly review the rules here, we are playing with a 35-second shot clock. Each team allowed 1 35-second extension per rack. And for the break, 3 balls have to pass that head string, and every ball pocketed counts as a ball having passed the head string. And even though he made the 1, only the 5 passed the head string, so a chance here for Portugal and Gama at the table.
It is early days here in this match, but you got to figure that Portugal really has to get one of these early racks, because I have a feeling this match could get away from them very quickly if they don't get something on the board early. That's not the way to do it. Hold on. Nope, that's not going to go.
Second mistake for Mr. Sousa. He's only 27 years of age, and this obviously the biggest stage he will have ever played under. But again, his partner's there for him. A little fist pump, letting him know we win and lose as a team. And I think that's important. The elder statesman just settling his compatriots' nerves down.
Extension.
Easier said than done, Jim, but you just got to stay positive out there. Thorsten Homan, who won that World 9-Ball Championship, said you always have, there's a good angel on one shoulder and there's a bad angel on the other. And it's so easy to succumb to that one who's always giving you the negative thoughts in pool. But you've got to try to pay attention to the positive one on the other shoulder.
Deep massé shot here from Chris. Almost overdid it. He's left a very straight 4. Even though he knows he's lucky to get the 3, he has not left his partner anything easy. He just wants to be able to see the 5 and a possible 5-6 combination. That's what Daryl is looking at now. He wants to knock this 4 in and allow Chris a shot at the 5 for the combination. Well, I'll tell you what, I think that's a great shot. Has he drawn that back far enough? If he has, after jacking the back end of the cue up like that, that's a terrific effort. It's very close.
Well, if there's anyone who's not afraid to take on a shot like this, it's Chris Melling.
Yeah, I don't know whether he can see enough of it to be able to attack the 6. I think he just has to defend here. He just needed to draw that cue ball back about another 2 inches and it would have been perfect. But good effort from Chris Melling. Keeping the initiative and the heat on Team Portugal. Big things expected of both English squads in the 2013 888.com World Cup of Pool.
That's a good answer. You see that? Peach is down looking at that.
Just between
Oh, yeah.
the 7 and the 9, enough room. Well, chance for Portugal. As good a one as they're going to get.
That's right. They need this.
Well, Sousa says that Francisco Bustamante is his favorite player. Well, he's going to have to show us some steady nerves, keep himself cool.
Something tells me he's not holding the cue quite as light as Francisco does right now.
No, but not many players handle the pressure any better than Bustamante. So, pretty good idle. Gama with a little angle on this 7. Position to the 6, or from the 6 to the 7. Just got a little angle to pump this in. Well, it's nothing more than nerves and pressure right now, and you're seeing it very clearly illustrated. He hit that one dead on, and he had angle to be able to just pop it in and get the cue ball to the cushion for the 7 next.
Against Melling and Peach, this thing could go from bad to worse for these two very quickly. Wow, he fouled. So yet another chance.
Well, when you make a mistake like Gama did there, and your opposition gift wraps it right back to you, you start to feel like you're invincible. What a mistake from Chris Melling there. You have to believe that mistake will be punished. Though,
well, he is really feeling the heat,
He's
the young man.
He is lost. He is completely lost. He overhit that by about 3 feet with ball in hand. Well, you got to feel for him. He's got to embrace it out there. Easier said than done.
That's right. We're not the ones holding the cue stick. With 4 balls on the table, they have to play safe after 1 shot with ball in hand.
Now the short cue is going to be coming out. Well, they've got to stay positive, live in the present. But Chris Melling has to be so relieved that England is even coming back to the table in this rack.
Got away with that, Jim.
Yeah, I got to tell you, though, that's what usually happens. When you're not taking your chances, this game does tend to kick you in the teeth when you're down.
So far in this rack, Portugal with 2 golden opportunities with just a few balls on the table. And they just hand it right back to England. Guilherme is his name. The very difficult shot here.
Now a chance for Melling to redeem himself. Knock this in, draw the cue ball over to the side cushion. He should be able to bring it back out for the 8 to the same pocket. He's just got to miss the traffic. That's what he's looking at. Does he want to try and take the cue ball into the 9? Maybe a thinner cut than it looks like from our overhead camera. Just slightly overcooked it. Yeah.
Tough shot.
Very tough, because if he goes for this, he might have to just try and float it in slowly. Or play safe. A lot of nerve, a lot of steady nerves involved in that shot. And a chance for 3-0 here. Well, there were definitely a few bumps in the road in the third rack, but England survived. 3-0 in the race to 7. Daryl Peach on the right, Melling on the left.
Proud sponsors of the World Cup of Pool.
I'm here to see Harold Cooper. Tell him it's Raymond Reddington.
It really isn't. What does he want?
One man, his name is Ranko Zamani. You want him. I want him. Now, I'll give you Zamani, but from this point forward, I speak only with Elizabeth Keene.
Well, I'm here.
I'm going to make you famous, Lizzie.
The Blacklist starts 4th of October on Sky Living HD.
One electric engine, one petrol, combining to deliver a range of over 580 miles. Efficiency without the compromise. The new Audi A3 Sportback e-tron arrives autumn 2014.
Experience the ultimate clean for a healthier mouth. New Colgate Total Interdental releases millions of microparticles deep between teeth and fights plaque and bacteria where brushes can't reach. For the extraordinary feeling of a truly deep clean. New Colgate Total Interdental. A deep clean for a healthier mouth.
Very good morning to you. Welcome along. We'll bring you the team news from around the clubs building up to the return of the Premier League this weekend. All the fallout from all the games, including the wins today.
Yeah, we're looking ahead to that.
Brand new season, new teams in the Premier League.
Odds Father, what are you doing here?
He means thank you for being here.
The Odds Father had a message he wanted to deliver. Personally.
Bet £10 and get £30 in free bets. Sign up at ladbrokes.com or download the app now.
That's brilliant, Odds Father. We're on it. Do you want a cup of tea?
No.
That's excitement you can't refuse. Ladbrokes, game on.
Your home of sport.
888.com, proud sponsors of the World Cup of Pool.
Welcome back to the East End of London, the York Hall, the host venue for the 8th 888.com World Cup of Pool. Alongside Ted Lerner, I'm Jim White, bringing you all the action here. And there's the day one order of play. Already 4 results in the books. Finland, the defending champions, through to the last 16. Holland, one of the favorite sides, 7-2, a convincing win over Scotland. And it's England B right now, the focus of our attention. They're 3-0 up on Portugal. And I think it's fair to say, Ted, that it's a deserving scoreline, more so by what Portugal hasn't done.
Yeah, some glaring errors in that rack by this man right there, Chris Melling, but they got away with it because Portugal is just all out of sorts right now. They have never gotten into this match.
Well, as we already noted, it's the first time in the World Cup of Pool that Portugal has made an appearance. It's a big stage for them. They know it. And they've got to try and secure that first rack win, take that pressure off. So you see Melling's break, rack number 4. By contrast, Chris Melling and Daryl Peach, no strangers to the bright lights and main stage of the TV cameras. They love it. Ball down off the break, but as you can see, no clear look at the one. So just the push out Daryl is looking at now.
Push out.
Just a reminder that England fields 2 teams for this year's World Cup of Pool. So 32 teams from 31 nations. The home country gets the honor of getting an extra team.
Darren Appleton and Carl Boys, England A, and we will see them in day 2. And Chris Melling and Daryl Peach, also a formidable pairing. In the eyes of the odds makers, both English sides very highly thought of. Just looking for cover here, and he's found it.
That's nicely done.
Yes, nicely done. One behind the 5, otherwise it would have been a jump shot for Melling. Now it looks like he's going to have to kick at this. He was a very good snooker player, Chris Melling. 1 point in his career in the top 100. No mean feat in the professional game of snooker. And he takes that steady cueing to the world of 9-ball. And what a statement he's made. Quarterfinalist in the recently completed World 9-ball Championships in Qatar.
Extension.
Ted, you were there. He was impressive there.
And when he's on his game, he's one of my favorites to watch because he plays fast, He plays super confident. And he's not shy about telling you that either.
Multi-time world champion in the game of English 8-ball is Melling. And he owned that game along with his good buddy Darren Appleton. Great players.
When he won the China Open in 2011, he completely blitzed the field. It was an awesome display of pool. But right there,
Ball shot.
that
Ball in hand.
is a foul.
Yeah, that's just how good the safety was from Gama there. Portuguese player just leaving Melling a little too much to do.
And now here is Guilherme Sousa once again, Jim, with ball in hand. Now, Manuel, his partner, just sort of told him this is what you should do, where you should put the ball, but he's got to be the one to execute it.
Plenty of angle on the 4. Manuel just wants to try and knock this in and let the natural angle take the cue ball back up for the 5. More experienced of the two.
Well, Manuel Gama plays regularly now on the Euro Tour, but Guilherme does not. Spends most of his time within Portugal playing in tournaments there.
In fact, his best result on the European Tour was played in Germany at a 9th place finish back then. So you're right, he's not a main figure on the European Tour. But they desperately need to secure this rack.
Well, by the way, I noticed your pen's not out, neither is mine yet, to mark it on their side of the score sheet. We will wait to see if the 9 goes. Well, this is it right here. You know what? If this 9 goes, and it should, they get one back. So that's got to feel pretty good. Now, look up at the scoreboard, Jim. It's 3-1. It was dark days a few minutes ago, but now they're only down by 2. They have the break. You've got to stay positive in this game.
And the good safety played by Manuel Gama, forging the opportunity. Melling missing contact on that one. The ball in hand was pivotal. Chris and Daryl, well known to our Sky Sports viewers. Both have played in the Moscone Cup. As a matter of fact, Chris Melling was the 2012 MVP when it was played in this very venue last December. This year's Moscone Cup takes us back over to Vegas.
Rack 5, Portugal to break, trailing by 3 racks to 1.
Mr. Gama at the table, rack number 5. Looking to carry on with the momentum they've secured.
I know a lot of pool players, and many of them carry a lot of doubt around with them all the time. It's a very difficult game mentally. But one good safety you saw in that last rack, and Portugal is back in the match.
Well, it is very psychologically difficult to be playing pool at the top flight level. We were talking, Ted, it's a very unique sport. You know, like golf, if you hit a shot in golf, you determine where you play your next one from. Here, your opponents determine where you play your next one from on many occasions. But you don't have a lot of time to think either. All those negative thoughts swirling in your head. You've got seconds to try and throw them out the door and get on with business. A lot of times in a lot of individual sports, there's a physical attribute as well that, you can work it off. Tennis would be an example of that. Again, not so in pool. Very much a cerebral game.
And all the while, trying to make multiple calculations in a matter of seconds.
Extension.
You see the blue 2, that's the object ball.
Push out.
Push out, obviously been nominated. You just got to be careful here. You don't want to make it too difficult or you'll get it back. You certainly don't want to give your opponents a chance to attack. There's a very quick discussion between both Daryl and Chris here.
Extension.
He's going behind this 2 ball. He might try to hit it into the 7. He did.
You mean like that?
Yeah.
Blink of an eye. What about that effort from Chris Melling?
Cannons it off the 7 ball. Uses that as the 7 as a blocker, as an assisting ball to guide the 2 ball into the side pocket. Pay attention if you're learning the game. That was really well done.
I'll tell you what, that was a great positional effort from Daryl Peach right there, too. He had to straighten that cue ball up. He knew he was going to be close to the 4, and the speed that he played it was spot on.
And I think Portugal got outfoxed on that push-out. They did not even see that possibility of cannoning the 2 into the 7.
Well, Portugal was going to try and move forward with any momentum. There was no way England D team was going to have any of it. Boy, didn't they just stamp their authority back on this one. Daryl Peach, 4-1 in front. They'll break in rack number 6. The race to 7. Motors on. England looking very strong here.
Well, that shot by Chris Melling is a real statement. That's basically saying, okay, Portugal, back in your seat and let the pros at it here, okay? Because they played a push out, and here's the shot. That is a brilliant pool shot right there.
And very little conversation between Chris and Daryl as well. It was like they knew what they were doing. They saw the shot, both of them, and they went for it.
So, what that does, Jim, also is that it puts a little doubt into the mind of Portugal the next time they're going to play a push out.
Leading by 4 racks to 1.
You bet it plants those seeds of doubt.
And we talked about that, how pool is such a mental game. That kind of doubt, you just can't win with when that's lingering in your mind. That's a legal break and a shot on the 2.
Just legal. 2 balls pocketed. And that third, in this case, the 2 ball, just going by the head string. Chance at the 2. Oh, he's overcut it. He's overcut it, but he raises his hand to apologize. Wonder if he raised his hand a little prematurely. Is that 2 poked out enough where a shot is on offer?
If it is, it's going to test Manuel Gama's abilities.
Yeah, Chris, he offered his hand to apologize. He thought he had gotten safe. Given that Manuel has taken so long, I don't think there's a shot on here. Nothing but a safety. He can certainly hit the 2. Almost looks like if he did try to attack, the cue ball would be tracking towards that top corner pocket, the opposite one. So, got to be looking for the thin contact here. Leave that 2 on the right-hand cushion as we look. And bring the cue ball back up table. That's a little thicker than he wanted. But it looks like the cue ball's found cover. So it's going to be the jump cue from Daryl Peach.
Otherwise known as Shorty, the short stick.
Never easy. You've got to align yourself and then elevate. Now, can you get through between these colors to make that 2? Very close. That camera view is as good as you're going to get, good as look.
I saw Manuel nod his head. They believe they can pot this ball.
They can definitely see it. I'm not convinced. This is close. Oh, good shot. Well, good shot on the 2.
I was hoping he would get good position. I want to see him play good. A few shots in a row. It was an excellent pot.
But he can't be looking at the 3-9 here. That's just desperation. Yeah, I'm not...
He's looking at it.
I'm not a fan of him going for this at all, even if he gets it. This is just desperation in my mind.
Yep. And that's because the 9 ball was just too far away from the pocket.
Well, the 3 did go into the other corner, but you know something? Manuel had a game plan there. You can see where the cue ball's finished. He knew he wasn't going to be leaving anything, even if he missed it. You know, in that instance, might not have been a bad option. But that 3 was available to the other corner. He should hit this. This is a 1 cushion escape, and it is a rather large target given that it's near that side cushion. And if he hits this, he could knock it in. 1 cushion escape. Chris would expect to hit this. Hit it he did, but he's also left it. So Manuel's safety could provide dividends. You see what I mean by a large target, because he had that left-hand cushion as well.
It's come easy, though, for Portugal. So they have a golden opportunity here. Remember, we're playing a winner breaks format. You win a rack, you get back up to the table and try again in the next rack. So you can control your destiny.
4 goes into the top corner. You should be able to hold for position to the 5. Well, he actually stopped it a little quicker, I think, than he would have really liked. I'd like to have just drawn it back about another inch, inch and a half. Would have made the 5 easy. Now it's tricky. Cue ball looks like it's going to cannon into the 7 as well.
Well, it's nice to see Sousa starting to relax a little bit, starting to get into the match. Yeah, they're down 4-1. They're at the table. They're in control at the moment. So you're never that far out in a winner breaks format.
A little straighter than he would have liked. And he's coming over to have a look as well. Got to be careful because if you miss-hit this and you're trying to draw back, oh, this will work. This will work nicely.
That's the lucky one now, too.
That'll do his confidence the world of good. And 4-2. Still with a chance, Portugal. England in control, but it'll be Portugal with the break. More pool action coming your way from your call. Join us after the break.
Sponsors of the World Cup of Pool.
Welcome to Dubai International Airport. With 60,000 people from 50 different countries working around the clock, the pressure is always on. Air traffic control, flight crews, security, customs, engineers and mechanics, all working in perfect symmetry. In a brand new 10-part series, we explore from the inside what it takes to earn the name Ultimate Airport Dubai. Starts Wednesday at 9, exclusively on Nat Geo.
Here they come, the sleepy ones. The day's been great, but now you're done. You've had a ball, you've had a laugh, but now all you want is a nice hot bath. A snuggly duvet, a big comfy bed, a soft fluffy pillow to rest your head. Because at the end of the day, when you're all done in, you can always rely on a Premier Inn. A great night's sleep guaranteed.
Super cool and ready to wear. The Fiat 500 Autumn Winter Collection.
Not long now until the big event, and there's everything to play for. Because Betfair are offering this promotion right now. With Betfair, you decide. Join today and get a free match bet up to £50.
That's better. So crowded.
Noisy too. Got a cheese one?
It's nice to take the weight off your feet.
What sort of cheese was that?
Toulon, the 2013 Heineken Cup champions.
888.com, proud sponsors of the World Cup of Pool.
Day one, winding down here at the York Hall. We're halfway through our fifth of 6 matches here in the World Cup of Pool. And England B, well, it looked like it was going to be clear sailing for them. They forgot to tell Portugal. A very good safety shot from Manuel Gama and provided the opening. 4-2. They've got the break to come, does Portugal. Every chance to play themselves back into contention here.
Well, that safety shot by Manuel Gama in the last rack caught everyone by surprise. You were mentioning in between the break there how clever that was.
Yes, I didn't see where he could take the cue ball. I thought it was a shot of desperation, and you know something, Ted? In hindsight, it was a crafty shot.
Now they come out, unfortunately for Portugal, it's an illegal break.
Yeah, illegal and dry, but the fact that it's illegal is a little bit more significant because had they not have a shot, England could have put Portugal back in, and if they pushed, England would have the choice, but obviously that won't happen because there's a shot at the 1, so it's a moot point. But there is one ball on the table that is certainly of note, and that would be the 4. That's right next to the 9. That's the cause of concern right now. You can see it right there. Doesn't look like it's available, may have to be developed. If either side is to try and win in a single visit.
Portugal just hoping for a chance in this rack. It's a short race to 7.
Well, I can tell you the game plan. I just saw Chris Melling lay his cue down. And the game plan here is to just try and slow roll the 2 in and lock up that 3. Play a good aggressive safety on the 3. Try and weld it behind the 8. Because there's nothing available on that 4. Unless, can he miss the 8 with the cue ball, come to the bottom cushion, spin the cue ball a bit and try and develop it?
What he's looking at. Didn't get it.
He was holding his cue where he wanted Daryl to play the cue ball. Daryl never got there. He almost forced Chris to try and develop the 4. Now it's safety only option. And they already know that Portugal has found a little wind in their sails, so they've got to be a little bit more careful now. It's a good containing shot from Daryl.
But it can be seen.
Chance here. It looks like the natural angle can avoid the double kiss. May be able to get that cue ball up in behind the 7. That would be the brown on the right-hand side of the table. Try and bank that 4 back up the middle. But if it's very close to that cushion, it's tough to miss the double kiss on that shot. Very close.
Benson?
This is tough. That was a good shot from Daryl Peach there. Yeah, he just caught it a little bit too thin. He tried to get the cue ball behind the 7. Needed a thicker hit on the 4 ball. It was tough. That was just how good the safety was from Daryl.
Now a chance to play some offense for England B. That's why you play those good safeties.
Best defense is a good offense. And in this game of 9-ball, over the years, what I've seen from champions is they always tend to take the aggressive option. And certainly the most recent of world champions, Torsten Homan, would illustrate that as clearly as anybody. A very aggressive player and just captured the World 9-ball title last week in Qatar. Well, that could have been different. Anything but that. But you look careful here. This isn't straightforward, even though the cue ball is so near the 7.
Do you want to? Yep, extension.
This is one of those, if you had a real good touch and you could get at this ear very clearly, it would almost be worth just rolling up to the 7. Trying to leave it, almost touching straight into the cushion. Be a tough safety, but you need a deft touch to play it. No, just side cushion, side cushion.
Well, Portugal still with some life left in this rack. Those fans watching in Portugal, Manuel says that there are plenty of them watching now. Still got to have some belief left. They are battling. They were very much out of sorts in the first 15 minutes of this match. I give the Portuguese credit. They are fighting tooth and nail here.
Yeah, 2 cushion escape. Trying to catch the left-hand side of the 7 as we look. Well, he got it. And it's not a bad effort. He's left a chance for Chris Melling here, but
I like Melling on this shot.
he tried to call for his extension, but Portugal had already used it.
Missed it by a mile. So much for what I like.
That's the pressure of Team Pool. He tried to slide that in with a bit of right-hand spin on the cue ball. Nothing easy when you're under pressure.
Manuel Gama shows him who's boss. Very similar type of shot into the other pocket. Now Sousa, just a slow roll for the 8 ball. And this 9, Jim, to move within 1.
It's our 5th match here on day 1. We haven't had anything close yet. 7-4 has been the closest scoreline we've seen when Germany defeated Malta. You just wonder if Portugal isn't going to give England everything they want. That's a good shot from Gama, 4-3. And Portugal with the break. Well, they're showing a lot of fight, a lot of heart.
Well, you can never give up. You've got to pay attention to that good angel on your shoulder. Not the demon on the other side. It's too easy to listen to the bad guy. Because we've seen one shot, one safety can get you back in the match, especially winner breaks, especially race to 7. They're very much in this match. 4-3 with the break.
And it's been a day of drama as well, Ted. We've seen some missed opportunities, and the smallest of errors have been pivotal. Obviously, the mental mistake from Tony Drago. But here's the shot from Chris Melling. Under normal circumstances, that's a gimme. But this is the World Cup.
And then this gentleman right here came back with a similar shot into the other top corner pocket, and he nailed it, and they got the rack. So now Portugal with a chance to tie. Who would have figured that 20 minutes ago?
Well, it's an illegal break.
Illegal break.
Yeah, they just can't get on any kind of roll. But they're battling.
You might want to try from the other side of the table because he just doesn't seem to be generating any force, any power from that side.
Certainly from what we've seen so far here today, hitting the balls really hard seems to work.
Well, he needs the one to stop. And it may have just stopped in time.
Good looking safety there.
Oh, he's really got the handcuffs on Sousa here. I'm trying to see if there's an easy escape route to that one ball. And only off the side cushion or bottom as we look from our overhead perspective.
Yeah, that can go wrong in a hurry.
Tough hit, this one, especially with the new cloth. Because these cushions are throwing. Well, he's called for the extension. He wished he had it in the last rack. So now Portugal's used theirs. Oh, that's a good hit.
That was nicely done, even though he left the one ball on.
And everything's in the open, too. It's one, really, the key ball in this rack.
Still got to come down for that 3 ball. Do it right there. Be the position with angle.
Thump that one into the corner. And it looks like he's left the angle on the 2. Another look. I don't expect this rack to take very long. I think that Chris felt like he let one slip away when he missed the 7 in the last. And there's no way that he and Daryl Peach are going to let Portugal get any more momentum. Key shot will be from the 6 to the 7. And really, I can't see any problems, but he's just got to make sure not to overhit this. Bring the 8 into the equation. That looks good. I'll tell you what, another half a roll. It's just how quick that table is. Look at that. Another half a roll and it wouldn't have been good. Breathe easy.
England living on the edge there. If they would have had to go safe there, that would have been a tough one. They'll have to go tie 4-4, but instead it's 5-3. So England beat. Back in control. Melling on the left, Peach on the right. Race to 7, winner break, so they'll be back up at the table in rack number 9. You know, if Portugal could have won that rack, I sensed the turning point right there. A lot of heat on England. So they're very fortunate to get out of that rack with a point.
Yeah, it was a good safety, again, from Daryl Peach, but it just shows you how quick this new cloth is playing. There's no way Daryl wanted to be anywhere near bringing that 8 ball into line with the 7. Very slick. I think Nick Vandenberg said it was like they had jello on the balls.
Leading by 5 racks to
Rack number 9, Melling with a forceful break. Well, it's legal, and up falls past the head string.
Shot on the 1. Not a particularly easy shot.
Yeah, another look at it. He made the 2. So the problem, even though he's got a shot at the 1 here, Ted, is the 3. I don't know whether the 3 passes the 5 into the corner pocket.
From our angle, we're right behind the table. It does not. No, it does not.
There you can see very clearly that's what they're discussing. The 1, no problem. Position to the 3 is another story. Never intended it. Never intended it at all. It was all about safety.
Yeah, because there was no shot on that red 3.
Well, if the rewards aren't there, why take the risks? That's Daryl Peach and Chris Melling's philosophy, and it's not a bad one. But they haven't exactly left the balls where they wanted, because this is a chance for Manuel Gama here. He's got a few options. He can either bank that 1 up the top side of the table as we see and take the cue ball in behind cover, or flick the left edge and bring the cue ball back down. He's got 3 colors to hide behind either way. Well, I think he should have the safety here.
Is there an alley where they can see that 1 ball? Because, oh no, the way Melling is approaching that ball, he'd have to swerve it.
Well, I'm wondering about the long distance jump too. You know, he'll be able to elevate because the cue ball is so near the cushion. It's an easy escape, easy 2 cushion escape. Just depends whether Chris feels like he can jump over that 6 and attack the 1. It's so near the corner pocket, it's enticing. Two cushion escape. 4.
And actually, he didn't want that, but there appears there might be a shot on the 1 inside pocket now.
Yeah, it's a very acute angle into that side pocket, though, from here, Ted. But you might be right. Is there enough exposed to be able to try and knock it into the side? Very close. The shot looks tough, even from the commentary box.
Oh, beautiful shot. Daryl Peach.
But now, that 3 that we've alluded to before, it hasn't changed position. And you really can't see him taking a 3-5 combination on here. Far too risky. Nice having a world champion on your shoulder, though, isn't it?
Yeah. A little bit of knowledge in there. Just trying to create some distance, as they did.
Pretty good effort from Chris there. It is available, a very fine cut into the bottom right corner. A rather negative safety from Sousa. Nothing more than containment with that effort.
They're going to get one right back here. This is a golden chance.
But even if he made it, look where he'd finished with the 5. I mean, he was full ball snookered even if that 3 went in.
A little surprised, Jim, that he went for that?
Very funny shot selection in my mind.
Could that have been a bit of a lapse of judgment there? Maybe just got tired of playing safe, wanted to go for a little offense?
I just think he was in the frame of mind where trying to play the snooker was very difficult. You just had to play a safety and put distance between the two, and it wasn't enough.
So a big chance for the Portuguese. On the one hand, you could say they've been out of it most of the match, but they're hanging around.
You read my mind, Ted. They're lingering, aren't they? They're just waiting for a little bit of a slip-up from England B.
If you ask me, I think the heat is starting to come on for England. Because this is getting just a little too close for comfort right now. I mean, it was okay to be up 5-3 and you're cruising, looking like you're going to make it 6-3. Now, we're looking at potentially 5-4. I mean, and Portugal will have the break after Sousa drops this 9-ball, and literally anything can happen. This is 9-ball. So Portugal now makes it 5-4. They're still here. And we'll have more when we come back here at the World Cup of Pool.
Proud sponsors of the World Cup of Pool.
New orders. Who are they?
You're called Section 20.
John Porter, I presume.
I will take you down. Good mission, huh?
What could possibly go wrong?
We're famous. My mommy's gonna be so proud.
What'd I miss?
Series of Strike Back, available now on demand.
Octavia VRS. It's not your everyday family car. Skoda. Simply clever.
Not long now until the big event, and there's everything to play for. Because Betfair are offering this promotion right now. With Betfair, you decide. Join today and get a free match bet up to £50.
There's never a good day to lose your debit card, but there's definitely a bad one.
And there we go.
And that's the day you need to pay for the birthday cake, the party food, the bouncy castle, and the present. But should the worst ever happen, just head to any of our selected Barclays branches and we'll replace your debit card the same day. Oh, you don't bank with Barclays? Oh dear. Sorry. Awkward. To avoid that sinking feeling, make Barclays your bank.
At Esso, we've developed a specially formulated fuel. A fuel designed to give you courgettes.
Esso, fill up your club card when you fill up your tank.
Do you know that people are wanting the same thing as you are? Stop wasting time and just join.
Review your matches free at eharmony.co.uk.
Bayern running! A surely winner for Bayern Munich.
proud sponsors of the World Cup of Pool.
Welcome back. Questionable shot selection from Daryl Peach there.
You were saying, Jim, that even if he had made that, he did not leave himself position on the 5. So all around, it did not work out well for England.
And there's the scores. Day 1. 4 winners in the books. England being made to work here against Portugal. It's not been a convincing performance from the England B team to this stage. Still 5-4 in front. And Portugal with the break in rack number 10.
Thank you, rack 10. India to Portugal to break, trailing by 5 racks to 4.
Off air, Ted, we were just talking. England keeps giving Portugal a little bit of life.
Portugal, and we have not seen a break and run out from Portugal yet. So you got to figure that they're due for one, but it's not going to happen here, I don't think.
Not sure whether or not the one is available. A legal break and a ball down off the break. It's very close, isn't it? Oh, you can't see enough of it. This is again one of those tricky situations. The push out probably will be the selected option. But again, you've got to be careful. Well, he's going to try and flick the edge of the one, try and get safe this way. Can't see enough to make it. I'll tell you, every time I look at Manuel Gama, he looks like the sort of guy I'd rather have collecting my debts.
And he happens to be a very nice guy. Make it behind those 2 balls? No. He didn't want to knock out that 7.
Good point, Ted. Now, the rack is opened up, and a good safety from Daryl Peach here would be the order of the day.
England, though, without the luxury of the cushion they had earlier in this match, so the pressure is on England right now.
Yeah, they were 4-1 in front at one stage. They've been pegged back. Now, I don't know whether or not the 27-year-old Sousa can jump, but we're going to find out because that's exactly what's being called for here. The short cue comes out. And what's nice about this is he'll be able to dig into the cue ball, elevate. Well, he's using the dart action.
Oh, this is unusual. Not a bad result.
Well, unless the 1 passes the 6 into the corner pocket, in which case...
Well, oh, it might.
Yeah, clear sailing.
From that top angle, it doesn't appear that it does, but from the bottom, yeah, Chris is down on it like it does pass.
Another one of those situations that England just want to get out of this one. Move on to the last 16 because they've not been at their best.
Well, that was very close. Yeah, if they can manage to win this match, they just as soon forget about how they played. It was not. The B team did not bring their A game.
Yeah, and every one of these balls not exactly going into the heart of the pocket. One more good positional shot from Daryl. Plenty of angle. Just has to clear the 9. He's done that. That's a good effort.
So with 2 more to go, England will be on the hill, as we say, in the world of pool. It means you're 1 away from victory. And they'll be breaking.
And they are. They will be breaking for the last time in the match. Daryl and Chris, 6-4 in front. Portugal hoping for that opportunity, whether or not it will appear in the next rack. Only time will tell. It's been a game fight from that pair. They're not ready to go home yet.
Yep, Daryl Peach won the World 9-Ball Championship in 2007. Chris Melling's biggest victory in his career was the China Open, which is one of the majors in pool. It takes place every year in Shanghai. He won that in 2011.
Yeah, Chris is still building his resume in the world of pool. Daryl Peach has been a solid campaigner on UK soil for many years. Rack number 11. On the hill, England B.
Well, that is a legal break, and there will be a shot on the blue too.
And everything's in the open, Ted. This is a gilt-edged opportunity right now to seal the deal.
And Melling wastes no time, as is customary for his style of play. Be a good way to go out for them to do a break and run.
Well, the only issue is where the 4-ball is. He's going to have to leave him backwards angle, so he's going to have to run around the table. Draw this back just a titch. Well, you might be able to just punch this in off one cushion back out towards the middle. That's what he's going to do. A little bit of left-hand spin. Just wants to avoid hitting that 8 here. Check the cue ball. Yeah, this could be the beginning of the end for Portugal's run. It was their first appearance in the World Cup of Pool. They're a little unfortunate to draw one of the pre-tourney favorites in England B. They certainly raised a few eyebrows.
Well, they played gritty pool. I wouldn't say they played great or even good, but they were gritty. They hung in there. They put a little bit of fright into England along the way on several occasions. They had it. They came back from 4-1. They had it at 4-3 and 5-4. But England, just too much class. That's just a little bit too far. This is not as easy as it should have been.
Well, all he's got to do is focus on the 9 now. Doesn't have to think about anything else. He'll get this. That's right into the middle of the pocket, just what they would have wanted. It's a 7-4 win. England B over Portugal. Not the most convincing in the world, but it's a win. Through to the last 16. Next up, it'll be the Philippines against Croatia. Stay with us. More pool action to come from your call.